really happening? Judas Priest announced their new studio album right on stage of the biggest metal event of the year, Power Trip. So the 19th studio album by the legendary UK heavy metal band Judas Priest will be titled Invincible Shield and will be released on the 8th of March in 2024, marking the first new album by Judas Priest in 6 years. Now, while we didn't get to hear the new music at Power Trip itself, and we'll talk about the festival in just a moment, I have the info that the first single of the upcoming record, titled Panic Attack, will actually be released on October 13th, so in just a couple of days.
Yes, that's true.
But we already have the cover artwork for the album. Well, actually, 2 different cover artworks for this album. And Invincible Shield is actually already available for pre-order at judaspriest.com. While the 19th album's artwork is quite different from most of the band's earlier output, in my opinion, it looks absolutely kick-ass. Kind of going in tandem with the previous album's artwork, but still leaving quite a lot of room for imagination and giving the band an opportunity to experiment with their stage on the upcoming Metal Masters tour.
Ian, have we ever played this before live in like 20 years? 30 years? 40 years? About 40 years. That's a long time.
We actually don't have any official information about who is the artwork's author yet, and given the artwork's somewhat similarity to the Firepower one, I guess it would be safe to assume it is a work of Claudio Bergamin once again. Yet the choice of colors on this one is actually quite similar to the ones which are usually preferred by Mark Wilkinson, who is known for many Judas Priest and Iron Maiden artworks. The picture itself is rather straightforward. It depicts a shield, a new style Judas Priest logo, and the Judas Priest cross behind it, entangled with a symbol or a sigil of some sort. And as I mentioned before, we actually get the album with 2 different artworks, and in my opinion, the second one might even be cooler than the original one.
I love it!
So the biggest question is, what is that symbol surrounding the Judas Priest cross? Is there any specific meaning behind it, and will we get more info on it or not? Well, I guess we'll find out very, very soon. While there's still good 5 months before the album's official release date, we can all of course already pre-order it. And as with any new album by a major band, Invincible Shield is available in multiple shapes and forms. The official website has 4 different vinyl LP versions, 2 CD options and a cassette tape, a format which apparently is back. So yay, good for it! Apparently, we'll be using these more often then. As well as, of course, several bundles for die-hard fans, of which I'm afraid that I might have to go with a complete bundle. So please just don't tell my wife how much it costs. In addition to that, the limited edition versions of both CDs and LPs will also feature 3 bonus tracks. And from the images on the official website, we can see that there will be a lot of amazing art in the booklets for all of us to stare at for hours and enjoy while spinning the record. And here's the thing, I also have some info on the Invincible Shield's tracklist, but since the band deliberately decided to not disclose it, I will keep it to myself for now. Although I hope that they will do it soon, because keeping inside the info on this album itself was freaking hard.
Nope, it's not going to say anything.
But the most intriguing question of all, at least for me, is the whole fact that there are now 3 guitarists in Judas Priest according to the Invincible Shield vinyl record. So what exactly does that mean? Has Andy Sneap been given a permanent spot at Judas Priest, or is it simply giving credit to the guitarists who've been working on this record? Or possibly something else? Well, I personally think it is the second option, but what about you? Please let us know in the comments. And talking about the 2 guitarists, both Rob Halford and Richie Faulkner, when they were guests on this channel, told me that Glenn Tipton has of course been very much involved in the writing process of Invincible Shield. It is hard for him to play guitar whenever he wants to because of the Parkinson's disease, yet on his good days, he's been as involved in the process as he's been throughout the band's history. So it is of course no surprise that Glenn did his best to play with the band at the legendary Power Trip Festival, performing 3 final songs with the boys on stage. By the way, Judas Priest announced their new album right after Warpix and before hitting the stage with the impressive 18-song setlist, on which the band predictably has taken the crowd on a journey through their own history, playing some of the biggest hits they've written throughout their career. Judas Priest opened with Halion going into Electric Eye, and then continuing with some of the most known and successful tunes in the United States. Overall, the choice of their classic songs was actually quite similar, at least in its structure, to their 2005 Angel of Retribution tour.
What do you want to hear?
Yet, interestingly enough, the band actually did not play Victim of Changes and instead performed 2 songs from their latest studio output, Firepower, both of which were met actually extremely well by the Power Trip crowd.
Nice.
Overall, from the feedback I've received from all of the metal pilgrims who are there in India, California right now enjoying this incredible event, the band sounded absolutely incredible. And the whole new album announcement has actually pumped the crowd up quite a lot.
Whoa, 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 yeah.
And the show itself, of course, has been enjoyed by thousands of people who came out to India, California that night, including nobody else but some of the biggest fanboys in the world of heavy metal. Metallica.
What?
Who stood through the entire Judas Priest set, singing every word of every song and even playing air guitar in front of thousands of their own fans. No, seriously, how incredible and wholesome is that? But anyways, one thing is clear, that 2024 will be a great year for heavy metal. And I personally just cannot wait to hear the first single of this upcoming studio record. And what about you? What do you guys personally think about the album's artwork, its title, and what do you personally expect from the Judas Priest 19th studio album? Please let us know in the comments.
Breaking the law, breaking the law. Breaking the law, breaking the law.
Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and as always, thank you so much for supporting me, this show, and Ukraine through this very, very difficult time. We will prevail. Slava Ukraini!